India. A diverse country with many different religious groups. Cultures and traditions. India is going through a change at a fast pace. Urbanization, industrialization and economic growth is happening for the betterment of the country. But with the increasing growth has also increased growth of municipal waste. India faces major environmental challenges associated with waste generation and inadequate waste collection. Our country seems to be drowning in garbage. From Delhi to Mumbai to Bengaluru, many hills of untreated organic and inorganic waste can be found outside high-end shopping malls, markets, slums and eateries. Piles of plastic paper, bottles, fruit peels accumulate every day on the side of the roads. The amount of waste generated in rural and urban areas of any country depends on the population and economic conditions. India generates 62 million tons of recyclable and non-recyclable waste every year, with an average annual growth rate of 4%. Current system in India cannot cope with the volumes of waste generated by increasing urban population, and this impacts on the environment and public health. Hence, the only solution is to recycle this waste and convert it into valuable substances which can be of use to us. This way, waste could have a new life. And that's where high-end expertise in waste management chains, recycling, waste-to-energy and waste-based fuel comes in handy. Department of Biotechnology is taking plenty of initiatives to convert waste to value. And in the process, they have supported a lot of projects. The latest of them is the collaboration of DBT with Dutch to help clean Delhi's Barapulla drain, and finally initiate efforts to keep the Yamuna clean. The greatest need of all for all humans is water. And with the growing population of the planet, it becomes important to conserve and reuse water which is flowing in drains on a daily basis. Presently, only about 10% of wastewater generated may be treated. The rest is discharged untreated directly into water bodies, overloaded rivers, lakes and the ground with toxic chemicals. As a result, pollutants enter groundwater, rivers and other water bodies. Such water, which ultimately ends up in our households, is often highly contaminated and carries disease-causing microbes. It is also bad for farming and any other water-related activity. These toxins feed their way into plants and animals, causing severe ecological toxicity at various levels, including the human food chain.
In India, even if you talk about Delhi city, in the capital city also, the current existing sewage treatment facilities are actually capable to handle only 40 to 50% of sewage we generate. Remaining 60 to 50% sewage actually going to the river, and this untreated sewage is creating huge river pollution. And that you can see in Delhi city, Yamuna river looks like a dead river.
Keeping this concern in mind, the Government of India joined hands with Government of Netherlands and their respective agencies, Department of Biotechnology and NOW SWT, started Project Lotus, Local Treatment of Urban Sewage for Healthy Reuse. The project is coordinated by IIT Delhi.
जो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का स्वच्छ भारत का सपना है, नमामि गंगे का सपना है, उसको साकार करने के लिए जो भारत की और विदेश के अंदर जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, उनकी दोनों की कम्युनिटी मिलकर विज्ञान की रिसर्च के माध्यम से उसको सफल बना सके, उसके माध्यम से लोगों के जनजीवन को और बेहतर कर सके.
The project aims to demonstrate a novel holistic wastewater management approach that will produce clean water that can be reused for various purposes like agriculture, industry, construction, etc., while simultaneously recovering nutrients and energy from urban water, thus converting drains into profitable mines. Special attention is paid to pathogens removal and recovering conventional and emerging pollutants.
We are also giving emphasis on treatment of emerging contaminants. Within that, we are targeting antibiotic resistance, we are targeting different pollutants which are present in a very smaller amount like nanogram or picogram per liter, and they also show adverse effect on human bodies because it has already been proven that these emerging contaminants can cause cancer or any other serious diseases to the human being.
An on-site laboratory and pilot plant has been developed at the Barapulla drain in Delhi. The design of this plant is scalable and modular to fit into highly populated urban terrain. It is very difficult to clean and purify water because there are various unseen pollutants, and therefore scientists don't come to know what to treat. To make sure that water is cleaned to the core, different reactors are used for treatment of Barapulla wastewater at this site. Each reactor has its own unique specialized way of treating water.
It is completely centered around treating the drain water. We have this lab constructed at the bank of the drain before it joins the river Yamuna, and all the reactors are set up inside this laboratory, and our PhD students as well as project staff recruited for this particular purpose are all working on these type of reactors with these objectives.
It is interesting to know the science behind these reactors because their results are commendable. For example, the modified trickling filter removes two major organic pollutants and nutrients from water. Among these pollutants are nitrogen and phosphorus compounds. This is a more effective and faster process because normally multiple reactors are required for this function. This lab is also working on hybrid anaerobic reactor. This process, apart from purifying water, also produces biogas from the waste it generates. Among the other technologies tested here is the algae photobioreactor. Algae is a plant microorganism. It removes organic pollutants from water with the help of sunlight. There is also a need for supplementary facilities which can reduce the burden on existing wastewater treatment systems. Therefore, apart from all this, Lotus also has constructed a wetland. Wetlands are natural systems of water purification and treatment, which have been used for centuries as a sink for wastewater. In this process, special plants have been selected and planted on a minimal wool bed. These plants have the capacity to treat water and also support the growth of microorganisms. All these tests are parallelly conducted in this laboratory, and after a period, an analysis will be done from the results of these reactors. Finally, a particular technique will be chosen to be used at various water outlets of water sources that join Barapulla drain.
Based upon the level of removal of traditional as well as emerging contaminants that we achieve, based upon these results, we will decide upon which will be the best type of a configuration for treating the water which is coming through the Barapulla drain. But this will also generate data which can be used depending upon the composition of different types of rainwaters elsewhere in India also.
There are a lot of other methods to purify water, but most of them are very costly and require a lot of space. In another initiative,
Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, Goa,
in association with DST, has developed a wastewater treatment plant which is cost-effective, and wastewater of homes and offices can be cleaned and reused. Their idea is to treat the water at the location itself. If it's a colony of 100 houses, then the plant can be placed there itself.
We have developed for a single household as well as for 100 people equivalent this decentralized treatment system. Like a household having 4 or 5 people, right? So now India is claiming 100% toilet coverage now. So at an individual single household, like 4 to 5 people, they can have their own treatment system. Like the wastewater that comes out of a single household can be treated, and the treated water can be sent out.
The process is very simple. Wastewater from the colony is collected in a septic tank. Through the septic tank, the same water is passed through a wetland. Constructed wetlands are artificial wastewater treatment systems consisting of shallow vegetation ponds planted with aquatic plants with the purpose of treating wastewater of means of natural, physical, chemical, biological and microbial processes. They are designed to control the flow direction, liquid retention time and water levels. After passing through the system, the treated effluent is allowed to discharge safely into a receiving surface water or groundwater. They can be used after a septic tank for primary treatment or other type of systems. The water, after getting filtered of organic matter, is then collected in a reservoir from where it is sent to an electrochemical reactor. The quantity of wetland water is itself quite good enough, but the reason for sending it through the electrochemical reactor is to focus on pathogens, helminthes eggs and coliforms. In India, most of the treatment systems are with septic tanks, and with septic tanks are considered as enrichment chambers for helminthes eggs, which are quite more dangerous than the normal coliforms.
This electrochemical reactor, what we had developed in collaboration with Professor Cornel Rabbe and Professor Willy Westate from Ghent University, Belgium, this actually targets the helminthes eggs as well. So what we have done, maybe when we go to the field, we'll see that. What we have done is like we interchange the acidic and alkaline environments in this electrochemical reactor. So we generate chlorine and then they kill the helminthes eggs.
The target was to keep the cost low. Like for example, if one uses a public toilet, we pay 5 rupees to use the public toilet, out of which 3 rupees goes into running this plant. So rupees 3 is the running cost per day including all motors, the power that is used to run these electrochemical reactors. BITS Pilani is also working on treating municipal solid waste and putting it to use. Municipal solid waste includes commercial and residential waste generated in municipal and notified areas in either solid or semi-solid form, excluding industrial hazardous wastes. India faces a big problem in dealing with municipal solid waste and as well as toilet waste. BITS Pilani Goa has treated to find a solution for this.
The project is about treating 2 different types of waste. One is an organic solid waste that is generated in the municipal council, and then to that you add the septage or the septic tankers waste. So in a way, the treatment system that we are putting can handle 2 different types of waste.
All the waste of Vasco Municipal Council or Margoa Municipal Council will be collected at the place and separated for solid and organic waste. This will further be treated and converted into biogas, which will further be converted in electricity.
In this plant, what we are demonstrating is we are closing the loop, like you produce gas, biogas, convert that into electricity and use that electricity to treat the water, wherein the septic tanker, we only take the solids out and then put it in the biogas plant.
The good part of this project is that two types of water streams are treated together. So, it is like addressing two different problems with a single solution.
And then that not only it's like a single solution, but it also gives a better results in terms of the amount of biogas that is generated and the stability of the digester. It gives a better results.
At present, the project is starting at a smaller scale, but the scale can be increased to any extent. Another category of waste generated in large quantities on a daily basis is organic waste. Though it is biodegradable, it still has to be put to use. Organic waste or green waste is organic material such as food, garden and lawn clippings. It also includes animal and plant-based material and degradable carbon such as paper, cardboards and timber. A lot of typical organic waste categories are found inside and outside our homes. Some of them are garden waste, kitchen debris, cooked food and human waste. Garden waste are anything that comes directly from your garden, such as plants, flowers, weeds and leaves. Kitchen debris are organic waste, include eggshells and vegetable and fruit peels like orange rinds, apple skins, tomatoes and cucumber skins. Burying organic waste in landfill is a big problem, and it is not advisable because by doing so, we lose a lot of resources. When organic waste is dumped in landfill, it undergoes anaerobic decomposition due to the lack of oxygen and generates methane. And when methane is released into the atmosphere, it is 25 times more potent a greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. But methane is, however, also a valuable resource. Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, in this regard, has taken an initiative to produce biomethane to use it as a substitute for vehicles or as cooking fuel. They are producing biogas from different wastes such as food waste, jatropha and pongamedi oil cakes, which are usually available in rural areas. They purify it by removing carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide and moisture and produce biomethane. Since methane is a combustible gas, it adds the calorific value to biogas. This process is also called anaerobic digestion and is produced in specialized design tank or vessel called the anaerobic digester. Biogas is then purified by water scrubbing technology. It is based on the simple processing of absorption of gases at higher pressure in water. They remove carbon dioxide from biogas and make it absorb in water to get biomethane with at least 90% of methane content. As soon as raw biogas moves up, carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide get dissolved within liquid columns. The enriched biogas is collected at top, and water within impurities leaves from bottom. It has distinct advantages. Most importantly, that chemicals are not required during entire process. The developed system removes carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide from the biogas. Anaerobic digesters produce not only biogas because of the biological nature of gas production, but also digestate, a nutrient-rich, value-added slurry that can be applied directly on agricultural land as a fertilizers. Dried to make animal bedding or processed and marketed as commercial fertilizer and soil amendment.
We started working on technology that how biogas can be upgraded, it can be compressed and cylinderized in cylinders, and then it can be sold in the market. Biogas in future is able to replace at least 30%, 40% of total fuel requirement in the country.
This product can be used in any application. When natural gas or compressed natural gas such as CNG is used, like in vehicle, or it can be injected into the natural gas grid and can be used in cooking as well. Natural gas has methane of fossil origin, whereas biomethane has methane of biological origin. So, it is completely substitutable to natural gas. And on top of it, we get pure pollution-free product as CNG produces NOx and SOx. But in biogas, there is no NOx and SOx production.
It is not different from CNG, it is substitute to CNG. Since CNG is a fossil-based natural gas, fossil-based methane is there in natural gas, but in biomethane, it has methane of biological origin.
In fact, we should be proud to know that word biogas was given by India. Through the efforts of Government of India and the Department of Biotechnology, a lot has been implemented to reduce waste generation in every field. For example, usage of paper has been minimized in a lot of departments. This is the reason that now we don't require a paper ticket in railways and air travel. In fact, Indian Railways launched a mobile application for paperless unreserved tickets. Different colors of dustbins have been placed at various places specific to the kind of waste to be disposed in them. A strict check has been kept in industries and their waste disposal. The Union Water and Sanitation Ministry has advised all the central ministries to minimize the use of packaged plastic water bottles and utilize other alternatives like steel and glass tumblers and water purifiers and filters in their official meetings to curb the increasing plastic waste menace. Sikkim became the first Indian state to ban disposable plastic bags, and in 2016, it took a significant step by banning the use of packaged drinking water in government offices and government events, and the use of styrofoam and thermocol disposable plates and cutlery across the entire state. Plastic bags have been banned in major cities. As a result, a lot of plastic waste have been reduced. The efforts of the Department of Biotechnology in innovating new ways to put waste to value will keep growing. With time, hopefully every part of our country will be waste-free, and whatever waste will be generated will surely be put to use. The dream is to make India a better place for us. The dream is to keep our home clean.